after killing off 3 penalties. They allowed Norwich back into the game, and the Sea Captains came away with the W. Let's see how this one goes. Nick Bianco, Brian Essing on the draw, and we are underway in Middletown. Off the draw at the red line, Bianco can't get it around Massengill. Second attempt is able to get it at least into the zone, but Ryan Janik quickly sends back the other way. Now Lamprick off the stick of a teammate in Colin Smarge, or check that, that's Igor Sobolev. Still at the blue line, they battle for it. Now finally sent on down deep. Janik the first one there. He sends on over far side for Glenn Farmer. Farmer unable to clear. Now Sobolev behind the net. Shoulders down Massengill. Off the stick of Janik. Janik throws it off ice. Kept alive at the blue line. Nice defensive play by Sobolev. Helped down further by Mazzola, and New Jersey will go off for a change. Janik, long pass through center off the stick of Carson Dutcher. Back to retrieve Nikita Suvorov. Suvorov sent up ahead off the stick of Smargin down into the Norwich zone. Icing is called as Smargin was on the wrong side of the red line. 56 seconds gone by in the first period, and the Norwich Sea Captains will have a face-off to the right of Sebastian Tomei. Tomei, a very nice looking setup, especially in these black uniforms. The pads and the helmet, custom made, they match very, very well. Off the draw. A quick shot on, gloved by Tomei. Look good, play good. Face-off will be to his right. It's the line of Chase Levian, Skylar Balcom, and Aidan Raedy up front for the Sea Captains. Here's Balcom with a shot. That one deflects into the far side corner. Everybody with a red helmet looking at it. Nobody actually skating towards it, as this is sent back towards the blue line. Tony Moran can't hold the puck alive in the zone. Working up ice is George Hines. Now in the far side corner. First one to it for the Sea Captains is Levian. Levian unable to clear. Gets some help from Balcom, however. And Balcom, far side Raedy will send one. That's stuck aside by Tomei. Misplayed at the blue line by Balcom. And the Balcom sees that go off of his stick. Skylar Balcom, as we spoke about yesterday, one of the 3 Texans on this Sea Captain squad. Something that Kevin Cunningham always seems to do very well when it comes to his recruiting, as Patrin paddles that away. But he's able to come up with players really from all over the country. You take a look at their roster last year. It had a player, Sean Begich, who was from Alaska, played his first year of the NA3HL in Norwich, Connecticut. As this one rolls in on Tomei, he'll drop a glove on it, and the faceoff will be to his left. 2:11 gone by in the first. 2 shots on goal so far in this game. They both belong to the Sea Captains. Sava Makarenko on the draw. Makarenko was tendered by the New Jersey Titans in the North American Hockey League last season. Jacob Gray sees this go behind the net. We have a whistle and our first penalty of the game. Well, yesterday we had our first penalty in the first minute. Here we've been able to double that, but 17:44 to go in the first period. And heading to the box for the Titans is Jacob Gray. He'll sit 2 minutes for high sticking. And so we get to see the Sea Captains on the power play for the first time today. Yesterday the Sea Captains had 8 power play opportunities. Only scored once on them. Off the draw. Here is Tim Hayden. Hayden sent on down deep. Makarenko back up at the point. Shot on Tomei, knocked away. DeBueris, however, unable to clear. So now Makarenko gives back for Jamison Bain. Hayden a shot. That's blocked aside. Herrick, who scored yesterday, sends one wide. Makarenko, he had 2 yesterday. In the corner, draws a pair of defenders. Herrick in to help out. Herrick at the half wall. Has an option in Bain. Instead, he'll shovel one along for Tim Hayden. Hayden lining up the shot, sends it wide. Far side looking to clear his phobes. He sends it off Zach Gershner. Only problem is Gershner's on the bench. Face-off will come back on down into the New Jersey zone. It's frustrating for a coach when your team works hard enough to get the puck out of the zone, but then something silly like that sees the faceoff come right back in. Off the draw, banged hard off the wall by Mavrin all the way down. Massengill back for the Sea Captains. Patrin will send it into the corner where Ryan Janik will take over. Janik plays along for Farmer, and now Eric Massengill. From the Titans logo at center ice, he sends one off the end boards. Puck came on out towards the slot, ends up along the wall now, and quickly cleared on out by Sobolev. Well, Igor Sobolev has acquitted himself well to the NA3HL pace of play. Puck seems to follow him around half the time out there as Peluso beats out an icing call that Gerstner was unable to get to. Now Mazzola just gets it as far as the red line. D to D they go. Janik looking up ice. Former Bay State Bobcat, based out of Holyoke, Massachusetts. Folded over the summer. They were replaced by the New Hampshire Mountain Kings. Prior to going to Holyoke, that franchise was based in Binghamton. Or actually, no, it was based in Elmira. It's the Elmira Screaming Eagles. And the last game played in Elmira was, or rather, the last game scheduled to be played in Elmira was the day everything got canceled back in March of 2020. Let's not do that again. Here's Tony Moran. We're back to even strength hockey as Norwich now 0 for 1 on the power play. Chipped off the wall and out of the zone. Borms got it as far as the red line. Now Essing dummies one along, and up ahead it's Carson Dutcher. Dutcher shovels behind. Nobody there wearing a crimson jersey. And so now looking up ice for the Titans is Cam Fanfa. Fanfa, however, was stripped of the puck. Essing sends down low Dutcher. Dutcher, a centering feed. Getting in the way of that was Suvorov. Along the far side wall, Lance Spencer unable to clear. A shot goes wide. Now Hayden. Down low. It's Farmer. Cycled along Dutcher. Hayden, D to D across. A shot rises up ahead as Jamison Bain gave it a go. First game that Jamison Bain has played back on the blue line in a while. We spoke yesterday about how he was converted from being a defenseman to a forward in his first season in Norwich. Yeah, certainly grown into that centerman role. You figure you take a defenseman, you move him up front, you figure that they're going to be defensively responsible. Jamison Bain certainly is, but with the way the roster is constructed and with the changes made by Kevin Cunningham, Jamison Bain finds himself on the blue line today. Should be fun seeing the ice from a slightly different angle. 6 minutes gone by in the first. New Jersey still looking for their first shot on goal in this game. Here's DeBueris. He sends one wide of the cage. First one to it is Smargin. Smargin throws it around behind the net. Phobes beaten to the puck by Essing. Now Massengill will pick it up. Eric Massengill simply throws it right back the other way where Janik can't get it out of the zone. Nice keep by Lucas Carney. Carney gives along Hines. George Hines gets around a defender. Gets hooked on the play. Referee's arm stays down as that one rolled in on Patrin. Now Phobes able to pick it up. Phobes for Carney. Carney hesitates on the shot, has it blocked. Hines picks it up behind the net. On the side of the cage, Titans can't get anything going. Played on down low. Here's Sobolev. Igor Sobolev picks up some help from Hines. Now return past Sobolev. The cycle gets broken up by Essing as Brian Essing flips it on down. On goal, so Tomei will have to play it. That goes off the shaft of the stick of Carney. Dodging out of the way was a linesman. And then Carney goes hard down into the boards. Moran off the near side window down into the Titan zone. No icing on this as Zach Gershner gets to it behind the net. Throws it into an empty corner. On the forecheck is Blake Alexander. Now D to D, Titans begin to look up ice. Trying to chase after this is Bianco. He has his stick slashed out of his hands. Again, play continues. Moran onto the tape of Makarenko. Makarenko can't connect with Herrick up ahead. Gershner goes off the wall. Now Alexander sends around to the far side. Shot from the half wall was partially blocked by the defense of Mavrin. Another shot stuck aside. Titans able to clear, but not with possession. Thrown right back down into the New Jersey zone. Gershner will go back to retrieve with Makarenko right on top of him. Sava Makarenko able to send it into the near side corner, but the rest of his teammates were in the middle of a change. However, Mavrin then turns the puck over to Makarenko. The backhand attempt towards goal was blocked aside. Harrison Ranger trying to get things going. Ranger played with the Sea Captains, as this is whistled down on a high stick. But Harrison Ranger played with the Norwich Sea Captains in their first season. Played with his two brothers out there as well. Ranger last year concentrating on high school hockey over in Newington, Connecticut, home of the Newington Nor'easters. Newington also home to the Champion Skating Center, which is the official practice facility of the Hartford Wolfpack in the AHL. Jacob Gray on the draw. He goes up against Quentin Olshan. Giving on back to the point. A shot by Cameron got blocked. Now Mitchell Goodman from the high slot. His shot handcuffed on that. Suvorov able to get in the way. Goodman still pinned up against the wall. Picks up some help from Olshan, who throws one on goal, but right into the Titans crest on the chest of Sebastian Tomei. Tomei will settle in for another face-off. You get a good look at Tomei's pads there. Again, especially at this age for kids. First of all, they're still growing, so who knows how long the pads will be good for anyway. But let's say you have, I don't know, your high school set and your high school colors are red and yellow. Sure, there's a high school out there with those colors. Sort of like Bergen Catholic up in North Jersey. But regardless, you have colors like that, and then you go play juniors hockey. If the colors don't match it, it can get a little ugly out there. Tomei, his colors match, especially with these uniforms. This one rolls in on goal. Tomei, again, with the picturesque save. Face-off will be to his right. 10:51 to go in the first period. Officially shots on goal 6-on-1 as Sebastian Tomei gets to take a little bit of a break before he gets right back to it. Chase Levian on the draw for the Sea Captains. He goes up against Cam Fanfa. Massengill sent around far side. Lance Spencer from New York City could not get the puck out of the zone. Spencer actually from New York City. Not sure which borough it is, but you go some places and you ask somebody, where are you from? New York City. Oh, great. Where in New York City? Yonkers. That's not New York City. Bouncing puck. Picking it up is Nick Lamprick. Lamprick was dressed as a defenseman today, or rather was dressed as a defenseman yesterday. Today, he's out there as a forward, kind of the opposite of Norwich's Jamison Bain. Sent back down as Dante DeBueris looks up ice. See, Dante DeBueris, he's from Port Washington, New York. You wouldn't say he's from the city. He's from Port Washington. These are important things, folks. As Fanfa then sends that into the Norwich bench. Tony Moran dives for cover. 9:54 to go in the first period. Face-off will be at center ice, and the teams will get some fresh legs out on the ice. It'll be the top line of Smargin, Hines, and Phobes for New Jersey. George Hines, after Wednesday's game against the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks, was the leading scorer in the entire NA3HL. A couple other players had games in hand on him. Now, George Hines still one of the top scorers. He's third overall with 12 points in his 7 games, but Bodie Shepherdson and Chris Porciuncula, both of the Bozeman Ice Dogs. 6 games played, 17 points a pop for both of those players. That's almost 3 points a game. That's not bad. New Jersey will not have to worry about seeing Bozeman until the NA3HL Showcase out in Blaine, Minnesota in the middle of December, right before Christmas time. Or perhaps at the Frazier Cup Finals this year, held outside of St. Louis, as with 9:22 to go, another icing call against New Jersey. Face-off will come back on down into the Titan zone. to the left of Sebastian Tomei. So Nick Bianco, Brian Essing on the draw. These two got the game started. Bianco this time able to win it forward, but then Essing able to pick a pocket. Gershner gets in the way of that. From center, it's Ryan Janik sending it back on down. Mavrin around the far side wall. Sobolev trying to get it past the defense of Essing. Bouncing puck out, ends up out in the neutral zone. Sea Captains touch up, and now here they come three strong across the blue line. Thrown down the ice. No icing on this play. Tony Moran, the first one to it, as Zane Mazzola's right on top of him. Mazzola unable to come up with possession. Essing plays up ahead. And now through center. Carson Dutcher. Essing gets tripped up on the play. Lost possession of the puck. Turnaround shot stopped by Tomei. Oh, that's a difficult one for Sebastian Tomei, as Glenn Farmer just turned around and fired it on goal. Farmer again, fans on the shot, and the Titans are able to clear. Under 8.5 to go in the first. Still, New Jersey has one shot on goal. Tony Moran launches one in from the neutral zone. Tomei will hold on. Face off to the right of Sebastian Tomei with 8:22 to go in the first period. Tomei, a native of Buffalo, New York. Always nice when we can talk about Western New York like that. That being said, once somebody can explain to me what a garbage plate is, I'll be all ears. Or all stomach, depending on how good it is. Up ahead, Nick Trabb goes far side, picks up O'Neill. O'Neill trying to get the puck down deep, cannot do so. Thrown across by Suvorov. Spencer, or check that, Cameron. Now with possession of the puck, his pass can't be connected to O'Neill. Bain realized that he was going to be offside, so he flips the puck in from the blue line. Now Jason Cameron could not connect at center with Trabb. This is flipped again off of somebody on the New Jersey bench. At least the puck was going the other way this time. New Jersey's players might have to wear flak jackets when they're not on the ice. 7:46 to go in the first. Chase Levian on the draw against Cam Fanfa. D to D, here's Hayden. On goal, stopped by Tomei. A quick whistle as offsides were the Sea Captains. So the faceoff will come back out between the blue lines. 7:40 to go in the first. So glad you guys could join us right here on NAHL TV on this Sunday evening. It's almost 7 o'clock. That makes it the evening. Hope everybody's football teams did well today. As a fan of the New York Jets, I don't even want to know how their game goes against Kansas City today. You know who does want to know is Lance Spencer as he gets into the zone, wrapping one around to the near side wall. First one to it is Nick Lamprecht. Lamprecht gives it back to Carney, but then Carney has his pocket picked. Here's Balcom back the other way. Balcom at the blue line, runs out of real estate as Dante DeBueras closes him off. Sent on down behind, and now Carney can begin to work up ice. With some speed, it's Cam Fanfa. Fanfa motoring to the outside, gets himself around Massengill, a centering feed, goes through everybody. Lance Spencer ended up in the lap of Presley Patrin as this puck gets sent into the New Jersey zone. Massengill down low behind Makarenko. His return pass was defensed away by the back of the net. Off the glass and out of the zone. Makarenko gives on back Massengill quickly along for Herrick at the blue line. Spun around was Mavrin. Still gets into the New Jersey zone. Gershner, he'll go hard off the glass, and this goes down the ice. Won't have enough for icing, as back to retrieve is Tyler Herrick. Herrick wearing the number 11 that was originally worn by Darryl Smith of the Sea Captains. Smith now featuring for the University of Arkansas's Division I club team in the ACHA. Makarenko sees his shot go wide. Colin Smargin can't clear a drive from the point, goes wide. Phobes finds Hines. George Hines, his cross-ice pass gets taken away by Herrick and sent on down. 5:45 to go in the first period. Farmer tries forcing one in front. Tomei gets a glove on it. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's right with 5:41 to go in the first period. Plenty of hockey around the NA3HL today, but a majority of those games have gone final. Stay tuned during the first intermission. We'll go over all of them. Moran sent it into the New Jersey end. Sobolev got it on out. Worked on down by Mazzola. First one to the puck is Cameron Borms. Now up ahead through center. At the red line, it's Mitchell Goodman sending it down deep. Olshan tries sending down low for Ranger. Shoveled on out by Sobolev. Puck got tossed up into the air. Nick Bianco gives on back. Now Jason Cameron on to the backhand of Bianco. Bianco had some trouble with that, but he's able to take the puck away from Tim Hayden. Hayden then patiently able to pick it on up. And Hayden will lead things up ahead. Tim Hayden gives along. Shot ripped wide off the stick of Carson Dutcher. Goodman a shot. That's blocked by Bianco. Hayden picks up the loose puck at the blue line, waited for his teammates to touch up, and now works on down. Behind the net, Essing. And just to beat a pair of Titans to the puck, Brian Essing. His shot deflects down in front. Essing picks up his own rebound, has it swiped away by Carney, but Essing following up with it cannot come up with possession. Sent all the way down. Will this be enough for icing? Yes, as the puck just barely crosses the line. 4:10 to go in the first period. New Jersey still with only one shot on goal in this period. So face off to the left of Tomei. Essing and Gray once again. Linesman will hand out a couple warnings as it seemed like every winger wanted to jump into the circle. Finally, the puck ends up in the Zamboni corner where Carson Dutcher, pinned up against the wall, can't move the puck. Brian Essing can, wanted to go back to Massengill. Farmer, a shot deflects wide. Now Essing wanted to stop behind the net and try the short side on the far post. Tomei sniffed that out. Picked up. And at least getting it over the red line, Zane Mazzola. But Mazzola will manage to draw a penalty. 3:44 to go in the first period, and we'll get to see New Jersey on the power play for the first time in this game, as Eric Massengill will sit 2 minutes for interference. So 3:44 left in the period. New Jersey still only one shot on goal, but an opportunity on the man advantage to try and even up in that department. They'll begin with Smargin, Hines, Phobes, Maverin, and Zach Gershner, the fivesome on the ice. This is cleared all the way down the ice. Tomei throws it up ice, connects eventually with Phobes. Phobes dishes along for Hines. Hines taken out at the blue line. Tony Moran able to pick it up. Moran off the glass all the way down the ice. Dutcher will chase after this. Tomei coming out from his crease, played along for Peyton Phobes. And now New Jersey, with 90 seconds to go on their power play, breaks up ice. Here's Maxime Maverin, a shot stopped by Patrin. And the faceoff will be to Presley Patrin's left. 3:08 to go in the first. So 3:08 to go, 1:25 remaining in the New Jersey power play. Second unit now on the ice, centered by Cam Fanfa with Lance Spencer and Nick Lamprick. Check that, that's Wesley Jung out there. Jung, a native of Noblesville, Indiana. Had a chance to speak with Wesley when he got to town at the beginning of the NA3HL training camp. Had himself quite the journey to get to New Jersey. Basically hopped in the car in Indiana, pointed the car east. Took 2 days to get over this way. And Poor kid got yelled at when he tried pumping his own gas. This one in on goal. Patrin will scoop that up. Face off to Patrin's left. It's a little different for folks not native to the Garden State, not being allowed to pump your own gas. Sure, you can make jokes about it, but in the middle of winter, when there's a blizzard, and you get to stay in your car, you feel pretty lucky. New Jersey, the only state in the union that does not allow people to pump their own gas. Oregon used to have that. Is this one in front? They score! A bounce off the backboards, and Zane Mazzola is Johnny on the spot. He tucks one inside the post. 2:18 to go in the first period, and it's 1-0 Titans. So Zane Mazzola making things happen. And the reason why that goal happens is simply because Mazzola is in the right position. He's off on the side of the cage. He's supposed to be a backdoor option. And that puck came off with a little zip from the backboard. So now goals in 3 straight games for Zane Mazzola. That is his 3rd of the season. And despite being outshot 9-3, New Jersey has a 1-0 lead. Now looking for more. Trabb can't get around the defense of Massengill. Cameron got it at least as far as the blue line before Janik sends it back the other way. Now Cameron. Shot from the point. Deflects off a defensive skate wide. Massengill sends down low. Olshan can't catch up to it as Jason Cameron begins to look up ice. Cameron can't get around the defense of Ryan Janik. A shot deflects into the, or rather off the referee. Was going to end up in the near side corner. Now Nikita Suvorov. Can't clear. Balcom keeps it alive. Trabb. Stolen away Massengill. A shot gloved by Tomei, and Sebastian Tomei will hold on for a face-off to his right with a $1.80, or rather a $1.22 to go in the first period. Remember, in yesterday's game, New Jersey jumped out to a 2-0 lead to begin the game. Norwich scored 2 to tie it up before the end of the first period. New Jersey got one in the, in the second to take a 3-2 lead. And then the third period was all Sea Captains. Phobes, shouldered off by Hayden. Now Hines tries to send up ahead for Colin Smargin. No sail there. Back the other way they come as a cross-ice pass can't be completed in front with Dutcher. We have a whistle. We have a penalty. With an even minute to go in the first period, heading to the box for New Jersey is George Hines. He will sit 2 minutes for roughing. So now the Sea Captains going on to their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 so far. Played on out. Smargin just able to poke it past Tim Hayden. Bain there to pick it up. Gives along for Brian Essing. Bain, Hayden, and Essing, the 3 longest tenured Sea Captains out on the ice. Here's Essing, dropping on back. Now Jamison Bain stepping in. His shot stopped aside by Tomei. Hayden. Hayden again at the blue line, thrown towards the cage. That one off the edge of Tomei's glove. 22 seconds to go in the period. DeBuer is trying to clear. That goes off of somebody's skate. Bain able to hold it alive. Now giving along Essing, stepping on in. A shot by Essing goes wide. On the side of the cage, Sea Captains trying to do what New Jersey did to them a few minutes ago. 5 seconds to go. Essing, that pass intercepted. Bain at the buzzer sends it on. Tomei a save as well, and that will do it. So through 20 minutes of play. New Jersey in the black uniforms with the red helmets going from right to left on your screens at home in the second period. Norwich in the reds going from left to right as off the draw. Sava Makarenko able to play it along for Tim Hayden. We saw that set play used by the Sea Captains in yesterday's game. A pair of players for both squads trying to dig this puck out from behind the net. It's Lucas Carney who comes up with it, and he sends it all the way down. Icing is called against New Jersey. Only problem is New Jersey is on the kill. So let's see where they move this face-off. They will send it, or rather they will set it up at center ice. That's one of the rules that is a little different at the junior level compared to, say, USA Hockey Youth games, because USA Hockey, a errant whistle like that, puck goes to where the puck, or rather the face-off goes where the puck was when it was blown down. Here at juniors, it's a little bit older style. You put the face-off just at center ice. Here's Herrick trying to find Hayden sneaking in the back door. Now Herrick on the far side, shoved by Carney, but not before he sends it around behind the net for Blake Alexander. Makarenko picks up Alexander. Alexander, a shot stopped by Tomei and cleared all the way down by Carney. 7 seconds to go on the power play as Patrin moves it up ice for Makarenko. Sava Makarenko into the zone. He'll rim one around far side, and Tony Moran with 5-on-5 hockey on goal, stopped by Tomei. He waits for the whistle. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's right. 1 minute and 8 seconds gone by in the second. Shots on goal, by the way, for the first period were 11-4 in favor of the Norwich Sea Captains. Norwich with 1 shot on goal just moments ago, courtesy of Tony Moran. So off the draw, here's Raedy behind the cage. Raedy worked on by Suvorov. Centering feed, paddled aside by Tomei. Getting tripped up on the play was Skylar Balcom. Might have sold it a little bit, but when you have a stick between your skates, that's a smart play to do. 18:36 to go in the second, and the Sea Captains will go on to their third power play of the evening as Jason Cameron will sit 2 minutes for tripping. So face-off deep in the New Jersey zone. Fanfa unable to come up with the face-off win. Here's Borms, his shot blocked in front, getting in the way of that Mavrin. Now behind the net, Mavrin goes hard around the boards. Borms keeps it alive at the blue line. He'll throw it into an empty area where it ends up on the tape of Chase Levian. Levian goes down low, looking for Balcom. Sneaking in from the point and taking the shot. Borms, nice job by Tomei to get down in the butterfly and make the save. Sebastian Tomei's best save so far of the game, as sending one in front, but directing it wide was Camden Borms. Borms had an empty net to shoot at. Kept alive by Raedy at the blue line. Raedy, a shot off the shin pads of Mazzola, cleared up ahead. Norwich nearly had too many men on the ice. Now into the zone they come. It's Sobolev with a shot that misses wide. Mavrin at the blue line will send it back on down. Sobolev needs to touch up. We're back to onside hockey, as with it is Tony Moran. Moran swooping around behind the net, throws it back up to the point. Janica shot stopped by Tomei. The rebound sent into the corner. Now Levian, his centering feed, that bounces through the blue paint but wide. Massengill will pinch in from the point, takes a hit from Trabb. Massengill able to recover, sends it behind the cage. Lucas Carney the only one there, and Carney softly sends it on down. 30 seconds to go on the power play. 3 minutes gone by in the second. Massengill looking up ice. Picks up a curling Brian Essing. Essing gets around a forechecker, then ran right into Lucas Carney. Titans able to clear. By himself is Zach O'Neill. Can't get around Massengill. Massengill gets clipped on down by Trabb. Following up on the play was Glenn Farmer. 2 seconds and 1. We're back to even strength hockey as the Sea Captains are now 0 for 3 on the power play. Carney at the red line. Plays it up ahead for himself. Carney right in front of those Zamboni doors. Has to deal with the defensive Carson Dutcher. Sent in front by Gray. Off the wall and out. Here's Brian Essing up ahead. Essing trying to drive to the outside. Tries to go short side as well. Sebastian Tomei there to pick it up. 16:08 to go in the second. Face-off will be to the left of Sebastian Tomei. Officially, New Jersey does not have a shot on goal yet in this period. It took them 9 minutes to find the 4x6 in the first. You normally don't see the Titans struggle to get shots on goal, but Norwich's defense has been stout. Here's Tim Hayden, giving around for Jamison Bain. The former Danbury Colonial sends one up ahead. That ends up in the skates of the linesman. Now Hayden. That pass cannot be completed, getting in the way of it, Mavrin. Thrown back down into the New Jersey zone. Tomei doesn't want to take a chance. He'll hold on. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's left. 15:41 to go in the second period. Well, we've got NA3HL action for you right here. Major League Baseball, their regular season comes to an end today. Starting to get to that time of year when you get all the sports playing at once. Always nice when that happens. At the very least, if you're looking for a game, you'll probably find one. Might not be the sport that you want, as this one gets worked wide by Essing. Farmer, or check that, Dutcher, into the near side corner. George Hines has to be careful with the free hand. Dutcher can't get himself past Hines just quite yet. Smargin in to help out. Dutcher takes that away. Bain holds it alive at the blue line. Hayden near side. Essing stepping on in. A shot stopped by Tomei. The rebound cleared out of danger, but not out. A shot by Bain is gloved by Tomei, and he'll hold on as Sebastian Tomei right now. He's putting up all the numbers on the scoreboard. 15:06 to go in the second. Norwich now with 17 shots on goal in this game. They'll send out the line of Igor Sobolev, Nick Bianco, and Zane Mazzola. Mazzola, another Texan out there. He calls Frisco, Texas home. Frisco, Texas, home to the Comerica Arena, which is the practice facility for the Dallas Stars. Also home to the G League team in that area. I believe they're called the Legends, but can't say I've done too much basketball prep work lately. Here's Lucas Carney in his own zone. Long pass connects with Sobolev. Sobolev now looking over his options, throws it back into the New Jersey zone. They're going the wrong way as Lucas Carney picks up behind his net, nearly turns it over. Sobolev does turn it over. Harrison Ranger towards the slot, knocked aside. Poked out of the zone by Sobolev. Back to retrieve is Tony Moran. Moran, far side off the stick of Olshan. Now Mavrin. Having a stick lifted on the play was Sobolev. This rolls in on goal. Patrin will play it off to the side for Moran. Bianco in on the forecheck. Olshan there as well. Instead, it's Moran who comes up with it, and he pitchforks one as far as the red line. Tripped right back the other way. It's Zane Mazzola, the first one to it. Mazzola, his centering feed, defensed away, and then falling down was Camden Borms. Sent around the near side wall. Mavrin picks it up at the blue line. His shot gets blocked. Looking to work up ahead is Herrick. Herrick tripped up on the play. There's a delayed penalty coming up against New Jersey. Should just be of the tripping minor variety. And that's what it looks like it will be, as unfortunately for the Sea Captains, Tyler Herrick was not free and clear away from Maxime Mavrin. You don't want to take a penalty, obviously, but sometimes there are good penalties to take. And Maxime Mavrin, sure, he knows he has to sit for 2 minutes, but that was the right move. Now Kevin Cunningham's going to ask why there's no penalty shot on this. Again, Tyler Herrick was not free and clear on a breakaway. If he had another stride or two, Kevin Cunningham would have a much stronger argument. But face-off will be to the left of Sebastian Tomei, as the Norwich Sea Captains will now go on to their fourth power play of the evening. They're 0 for 3 so far, but New Jersey needs to stay out of the penalty box. This is only a 1-0 game. Sure, the Titans have the lead, but Norwich more than tripling up in the shots department. Can't give these guys too many opportunities. Janik's shot got blocked. Now Janik again. That one deflected wide off the stick of Alexander. On the far side, it's played back by Herrick. Tyler Herrick playing on his off wing right now, looking for an option. Gives cross ice Janik. Janik a shot on goal, stopped by Tomei, and he holds on. Boy, Sebastian Tomei came out aggressive on in the butterfly. Tomei listed at 6'2", 183 pounds. Had to use all of his size there to keep that puck out. 1:36 to go on the power play, 13:07 to go in the second period. It'll be Sava Makarenko and George Hines on the draw. Janik keeps the puck alive, but big Lucas Carney able to send it all the way down. So behind the net of Presley Patrin, Eric Massengill will look up ice. Here's Janik. Fans on the first pass, eventually finds Massengill. Massengill then loops one wide of the cage. Carney, the first one to it. Got around one forechecker, couldn't get around Blake Alexander. Loose puck, Hines sends it all the way down. Minute to go on the power play now. 12.5 to go in the second. Peyton Phobes unable to come up with possession. Here's Sava Makarenko the other way. Watched closely by Gershner. Makarenko off the stick of Gershner and out of play. Faceoff will remain in the New Jersey zone with 47 seconds to go on the power play. Taking a look back at around the NA3HL, still 44.5 seconds to go in the game between Northeast and Long Beach. Something tells me they haven't updated their system there. Here's Hayden with a shot off the chest of Tomei. Pops on out. Picked up by the Titans. Smargin unable to clear. And so the Sea Captains stay on offense. Here's Raedy. Has an option in Hayden at the point. Raedy for Hayden. Hayden, a shot on goal. Kicked aside by Tomei. That's save number 20. Looking to get set up. In front, they score. Aidan Raedy puts home a rebound on the power play. 11:48 to go in the second, and we are tied at 1. Again, a team as talented as the Sea Captains, you give them enough, or you give them too many opportunities on the power play, and they will connect. For Aidan Raedy, it is his first goal in the NA3HL. So congratulations to the native of Hillsborough, North Carolina. He will get himself a puck at practice this week, one that he'll keep for a long time. So now a tied game at 1. Norwich still doesn't, or rather New Jersey still does not have a shot on goal in this period. Carney tries soccering out of the zone. Instead, it gets flipped in on Tomei, and Tomei will simply send it off to his right. 11:25 to go in the second. So face off to the right of Sebastian Tomei. Brian Essing, Carson Dutcher, and Glenn Farmer, the forwards on the ice for the Sea Captains. New Jersey has Jacob Gray, Zach O'Neill, and Nick Trabb out there. It's Trabb trying to dig the puck out of the corner. Instead, behind the net, looking to move it along is Nick Lamprick. Down low, Mavrin. Sea Captains control as this pass back to the point can't be controlled by Hayden. Tim Hayden will skate all the way back down into his zone to pick it up. Given along for Jamison Bain. Now Farmer for Essing. Essing gets it over the blue line. Trabb gave back for Gray, and now Maxime Mavrin up ahead. Mavrin to the outside. Wants to go behind the net. Gets canceled out by Hayden. Gray there to help out. Gives back Gershner. A shot deflected on. Stopped by Patrin. Still it's loose on the side of the cage. But Tim Hayden doing a good job of making sure Mavrin couldn't pull the trigger. So New Jersey finally with a shot on goal in this period. Smargin knocked off of his stick. Loose in the slot. Sea Captains will recover and clear on out. Now Maverick needs to chase after us. Instead, getting there first and taking the shot on goal was Glenn Farmer. Farmer started out a few feet behind Maxime Mavrin and simply out-hustled him to the puck. Brian Essing there to pick it up. Dutcher. Knocked off of his stick. Zach O'Neill looking for possession. Dutcher can't flip it down into the New Jersey zone as Jacob Gray gets around a couple defenders. Still has more draped on him like a cloak behind the net. Moran tries spinning away from a check. Puck still stays there as Moran finally bangs it along the wall. And it's Suvorov keeping it alive, and then this puck is flipped out of play. A couple rows underneath us. 9:35 to go in the second. Sea Captains will not be allowed to change on this. So the face-off will be to the right of Presley Patrin, who now has officially stopped 5 of 6 shots. Lamprick on the draw. Trying to tee up a shot was Jung. Now Essing. Off the lip of the boards, out towards center. Jason Cameron couldn't get it deeper. Battled right in front of the scorer's table. Getting the worst of all of that was Nick Peluso, and that draws the ire of the official. 9:08 to go in the second period, and Lance Spencer will head to the box. He'll sit 2 minutes for roughing. So after surrendering a power play goal on their last man down situation, the Titans will see Norwich go right back onto the power play. For Norwich, their 5th of the night. They are 1 for 4 so far. So 9:08 to go. Face off to the left of Tomei, who has stopped 22 of 23. We're just past the halfway point right now. Norwich on pace for 50 shots in this game as Janik tries sending down low. Goodman picks up the loose puck, knocked away by Carney. Peluso in the corner gives back Janik. Janik got around Peyton Phobes. George Hines. Hines lost his stick on the play as well. Cleared all the way down by Carney. Patrin will leave it behind his own cage. Massengill able to spin away from the pressure of Hines, but now Peyton Phobes on top of him. Near side Janik. Off the heel of Goodman and sent all the way down again. 8:30 to go in the period. $1:20 to go in this power play. Massengill from center ice. Sends one that goes wide of the cage. Peluso the first one there. Mavrin presses him up against the wall. Also involved for the Sea Captains is Harrison Ranger. Now around the near side wall. Janik at the blue line. Could not get the puck down deep. It's Zach Gershner coming up ahead shorthanded. Gershner, however, can't get some help as Igor Sobolev was covering back as the defenseman. Now Harrison Ranger, younger brother of Ethan Ranger, who was Norwich's leading scorer in their first season. Ranger gives for Bain. Offsides is called. And so with 38 seconds to go on the power play, face-off will be just outside the Titan zone. 7:46 to go in the second. Shots on goal 23-6 in favor of the Sea Captains. It'll be Makarenko on the draw against George Hines. Makarenko with the face-off win. This goes all the way down the ice. Jamison Bain back to retrieve for Norwich. And now Tim Hayden. Hayden, pestered by Hines, puts one off the stick of Herrick. Alexander gives back for Herrick. And now skating up ice, Tyler Herrick, member of the Dallas Stars Elite program. Last year was teammates with current New Jersey Titans defenseman Matt Henry in the North American Hockey League. As this goes down behind the net. Makarenko for Hayden. Penalty has expired. We are back to even strength. Down in the corner, Herrick. Helped along further, Alexander. Alexander centering feed ends up in the near side corner. Phobes looking to clear, and said Herrick easily able to steal that away. Trying to work his way towards the front was Alexander. Tomei gets a glove on it. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's left. Find it interesting as I have grown longer in the tooth, but taking a look at these elite youth programs and the kind of players they produce. And the Dallas Stars Elite program is one of those programs where, as one coach described it to me at a showcase tournament, they're practically a factory, as this one is held onto by Tomei. But you go along the assembly line, you put this player together, you can almost hear the stamping of the machines in the background. There are certain characteristics, such as a motor that will not stop, that is very common for any players coming out of that Dallas Stars Elite program. Face off to the right of Tomei. Jacob Gray down injured on the ice. That draws a couple shoves from Lucas Carney and Nick Trabb. Not sure what happened to Gray on the face-off. Have to wonder if perhaps he was hitting a sensitive area. Referee and the linesman will talk this over at center ice. We'll figure out if there's going to be a penalty called. Nothing was signaled, so I don't think anything will be called. Well, players still set up on the side of Sebastian Tomei. And it looks as though we'll get right back to action. 6:40 to go in the second. Makarenko and Cam Fanfa on the draw. Fanfa, the 04 birth year, listed at 5'5", 205 pounds. A very solid player, difficult to move around on the ice. Here's Bain, D-to-D across. Hayden, a shot kicked aside by Tomei. Makarenko picks up the rebound, goes back to Bain at the point. Jamison Bain can't hold the blue line, and so the Sea Captains need to touch up. Back out at the red line, it's Bain along for Hayden. Now Bain flips one past DeBueris. Centering feed by Herrick, knocked away by Carney. Carney and Herrick still battling for it. Now wrapped along the near side wall. Zach O'Neill unable to get to it. Hayden plays on back for Raedy, who has the Norwich goal in this game. Raedy then gives along for Camden Borms, who sends one down deep. First one to it was Levian. Loose puck, DeBueris. Wraps around the near side, O'Neill. Borms pinching in from the point. DeBueris will try the far side wall. 5:35 to go in the period. Tony Moran throws a check, didn't worry about the puck at all. Maybe got away with one. At the red line, it's Raedy sending it on down. Raedy and Carney come together. Puck between the legs of Aidan Raedy. Now Raedy comes out of that scrum with possession. DeBueris and Raedy now. Raedy again sends behind the net. Delayed call coming up against New Jersey. It's going to be Fanfa going to the box. He's going to sit 2 minutes for interference. And with 5:01 to go in the second period, the parade to the penalty box continues for New Jersey. Norwich is going to go on to their 6th power play of the game. They are 1 for 5 with the man advantage. So New Jersey begins this penalty kill with Igor Sobolev up front alongside Zane Mazzola. Mazzola has the goal for the Titans. It's Borms across from Moran. Moran, a shot stopped by Tomei, and he'll hold on as Carson Dutcher providing the screen in front. Dutcher turning 20 years old earlier this month in his last season of junior eligibility. Here's Moran for Essing. Gershner has some trouble controlling the puck behind the net. Sea Captains will come up with possession. Played on back Moran at the point. D-to-D Borms. Borms slides down low. Essing. Essing centering feed and sending one just wide of the cage was Glenn Farmer. Titans able to clear. Again, you give a team this many opportunities on the power play, becomes more and more difficult to keep the puck out of the net. Here's Tony Moran with a head of steam over the Titans logo at center ice. Moran to the outside, gets around Maverin. Moran now into the near side corner on a tour of the offensive zone. Eventually sends on down low, and Zach Gershner promptly able to send it out. So now here's Janik. Along for Carson Dutcher. Dutcher geometrically up ahead for Brian Essing with 50 seconds to go on the power play. Essing gets around Mavrin. Sent in front. It's loose in front of Tomei. Eventually it's George Hines able to pick it up, and he sends it all the way down. Well, Eric Massengill was driving that far side post. Looked like he had the puck go off of his chest, but Sebastian Tomei deep in his net, able to make the save. Farmer gave along for Dutcher. Glenn Farmer, another one of the North Carolinians on this Sea Captains squad, sees the puck go over his head. George Hines gets it as far as the Sea Captains blue line before Dutcher dishes across for Ryan Janik. Cleared all the way down again. 8 seconds to go on the power play. 3:05 to go in the period. Janik turned over. Trabb by himself. Nick Trabb behind the cage. Eventually leaves the puck there. Picks up some help from Jacob Gray fresh off the bench. Gray wants to get a cycle going with Trabb. Trabb tries to pick it up off the kick plate. Gray can't come up with it either. Instead, Janik able to flip it out of the zone. Now a 3-on-1 developing for the Sea Captains as Olshan gives along Harrison Ranger. Ranger forced off of the play. Nice job defensively by Nikita Suvorov. Back up at the point. Hayden hesitates on the shot. Now sends it towards the net. Deflects wide. Under 2.5 to go. It's Gray. He'll just wrap this hard around the wall. This should be icing against New Jersey. Back to touch up is Tim Hayden. And there's the whistle. So 2:16 to go in the second. New Jersey with 4 shots on goal in the first. They've got 3 so far in the second. Makarenko, Gray on the draw. Jacob Gray wants to win it back to the defense. Now giving up ahead, and it's Colin Smargin. Smargin rubbed out along the wall by Bain. Puck still in a dangerous area as Patrin goes paddle down to prevent that from popping out in front. Makarenko connects up ahead with Blake Alexander. Alexander last year was with the Boston Junior Bruins in the USPHL, as this one forced in on Tomei. He'll hold on with the faceoff coming up to his right. 1:49 to go in the second. Well, New Jersey's going to have to find some offense somewhere. But right now, what they're doing, quite simply, isn't getting it done. The 6 penalties don't help either, as from his knees sending it wide was Tyler Herrick. Now Bain from the point, a seeing eye shot stopped by Tomei. Rebound ends up in the corner. Centering feed goes off the side of the cage. Nick Bianco there to pick it up. Bianco's pass can't connect at center ice with Sobolev. Now Lucas Carney as Alexander steals it away. Here's Herrick. His snapshot blocked by DeBueris. Flipped up towards center. Tim Hayden running to the wall, but not before he gets the puck back into the New Jersey zone. Then Mavrin can't clear. 70 seconds to go in the period. Played to the near side corner. Bauckham gives along for Herrick. Herrick wanting to keep the cycle going behind the net. Instead, sniffing that out was Nick Bianco. Titans able to clear. Up ahead, it's Zane Mazzola. Mazzola by himself. Can't get any support as Hayden sends this off the wall and out of the zone. So now Maxime Mavrin gave along for Sobolev, who sends it down deep. New Jersey in the middle of a change, and so Hayden able to break out off the stick of Makarenko. This should be icing, but no, a solid hustle by Aidan Raedy once again. Norwich able to beat out the icing call. Turning in the corner, 26 seconds to go. Phobes gets it as far as the red line. Quickly flexed back by Borms. 18 left in the period. Zach Gershner, the first one to it. Giving along for Mavrin. Now near side O'Neal. 8 seconds to go in the period. Hines' pass was behind Phobes. Moran comes back the other way. From the neutral zone, he sends one wide, and that will do it for the second. So at the end of two, between the Norwich Sea Captains and the New Jersey Titans. New Jersey in the black uniforms with the red helmets going from left to right. Norwich in the crimson going from right to left. We are tied at 1 as Brian Essing, a quick shot on into the Titans logo on the chest of Sebastian Tomei. Face-off will be to Tomei's right. He has now stopped 28 of 29 shots on goal. Sebastian Tomei, one of those goaltenders, you can see the bright future that he has. The 04 birth year, playing this season, his 19-year-old season in the NA3HL. Would not be surprised if he found himself playing at the Tier 2 level sooner rather than later. This is sent all the way down the ice. No icing on the play as Eric Massengill tries giving along for Carson Dutcher. Essing tripped up on the play. Another penalty coming up against the Titans. Zach Gershner back to touch up. And just 43 seconds into the third, Norwich is going to go on to their 7th power play of the game. They are 1 for 6 so far. Again, New Jersey just has not been able to stay out of the penalty box. It's Zane Mazzola going to the sin bin for the Titans. Face off to the right of Tomei. George Hines, Peyton Phobes, forwards on the ice for New Jersey. As Moran gives along for Massengill, softly down into the corner, Raedy. Mavrin trying to take the puck away. Zach Gershner there as well. Gershner works it to the near side wall where it's stolen away by Skylar Balcom. Balcom sends one back to the point a little too well. Goes between the defenders and Camden Borms. Chased all the way back behind his own net by Hines. Now Borms looking up ice. Distributes along for Levian. Levian takes a whack but maintains possession of the puck. Levian at the half wall sends down low. Mavrin gets to that puck first. Has a couple Sea Captains to deal with in front of him. Maxime Mavrin able to pitchfork it out as far as the red line before Tony Moran regains possession. 45 seconds already gone by on the power play. Mavrin swiped off of his stick by Moran. Balcom. Long pass connects with Moran. Far side, a shot goes wide. Rebound attempt stopped by Tomei. Oh, Sebastian Tomei going post to post. And again, deep in his crease, able to make the save. Hayden gave on back Bain. Now Balcom. For a speedy Tyler Herrick. Herrick, a sharp angle attempt stopped by Tomei. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's right. 2:02 gone by in the third period. 41 seconds remaining on the Sea Captains' 7th power play of the game. Sava Makarenko on the draw for Norwich. Back up at the point. Bain a drive. Didn't get everything on it. Stolen away by O'Neal. O'Neal tries giving along for Smargin. Smargin then gets held up by Tim Hayden, and Hayden comes up with possession. Given along for Herrick. Dropped back Bain, and now Tim Hayden. On goal, and Tomei doesn't want to take a chance. Face-off will once again be to the right of Tomei. Seems like everybody's getting face-off practice today. 19 seconds to go on the power play. Played on back to the point. Bain picks up Herrick. Herrick, high slot, a shot deflected on down by Grant Alexander. Nice job by Tomei to get into the butterfly and make the save. Cleared on out. 15 seconds to go. Getting tackled on the play was Jamison Bain. He doesn't get the first down. Face-off will once again be in the New Jersey zone. Tyler Herrick forgot how to skate for a moment as well. The ice can be a little slippery out there at times. Now it seems as though the clock did not start. So they're going to run some more time off. Will this be enough to get rid of the power play? No. 1 second to go on the power play. Kevin Cunningham a bit confused about this. But now if you're New Jersey, a face-off win, we'll see you with a forward hanging out in the neutral zone, and Zane Mazzola. Because of that, the Sea Captains defense will have to back off a bit. It's Massengill and Hayden, the defensemen for the Sea Captains. Normally they would line up a bit more aggressive on the face-off dot. Instead, they're hanging out by the blue line. Now Andrei Kapranov getting an explanation. He had the time taken off the clock. I'm not sure if he's arguing for that extra second, but either way, Makarenko on the draw against Nick Bianco. Cleared down the ice and right on cue, Mazzola out of the penalty box. Across the blue line, knocked away by Hayden. Following up on it was Sobolev, but Sobolev couldn't get it much deeper. Now Sobolev by the blue line, swung towards the front of the net, intercepted by Massengill. Played along by Hayden. Alexander bounces off of a pair of defenders, lost possession of the puck as Nikita Suvorov finds Mazzola up ice. Zane Mazzola throws it cross ice. Bianco could not control it cleanly. At the blue line, a shot by Suvorov was hit down by a teammate in Bianco. Down into the New Jersey zone. Jason Cameron lost possession of the puck. Here's Mitchell Goodman. Goodman finds some help in Harrison Ranger. Played on back to Moran. A bouncing puck through the slot. Goes wide. Now Nikita Suvorov. Near side, Zane Mazzola. Off the stick of Sobolev. Just about 4 minutes gone by in the third. Again, New Jersey without a shot on goal yet in this period. Gershner sends it right in front of the New Jersey bench. Had to be careful there. Tony Moran able to pick it up. He'll chip it off the glass in front of the scorer's table. Puck now in the New Jersey zone is Colin Smargin. Can't clear. A shot from the blue line flutters into the glove of Sebastian Tomei. Face-off will be to his left. 15:48 to go in regulation time. 3 games in 3 days for the Norwich Sea Captains. New Jersey going back-to-back. These teams will look forward to having a little time off the ice after this until the Sea Captains host the New Hampshire Mountain Kings on Friday, October the 6th. Here's Phobes, has his shot knocked away. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll be in action on Saturday and Sunday of next week. A pair of games against the Long Beach Sharks out at the Long Beach Municipal Ice Arena. Catch that action. Brought to you by Ashley Sarge here on NAHL TV. This one sent down the ice. Icing called against New Jersey. 15:10 to go in the third period. Ashley Sarge, the voice of the Long Beach Sharks, once got a tryout in the AHL with the Peoria Rivermen years ago. So Chase Levian on the draw against George Hines. Levian able to muscle possession of the puck. Can't get it down deep as Maverin tries forcing it along the wall. Bodies falling down to the ice as Jameson Bain from his knees gives along for Hayden. Hayden gains the red line, sends one in on Tomei. And like a Hoover, Tomei will hold on to that. Face-off will be to his right. 14:52 to go in regulation time. Norwich with 5 times the number of shots compared to New Jersey. 35-7 up on the scoreboard. So Levian and Cam Famfa on the draw. Famfa might be New Jersey's best face-off taker, trying to come up with possession of the puck. Eventually, it's Levian who steals it away. Thrown towards goal. Tomei makes the save. We do it all over again. Famfa out there with Nick Lamprecht and Lance Spencer. That shot steered aside by Tomei. Spencer throws it up ice. Can't connect with Lamprecht. Hayden sends it back the other way. Lucas Carney will chase after it. Carney swings along the wall. Jameson Bain there to cut it off. Sent towards the slot. It trickles behind the legs of Levian. Carney, his pass intended for Fanfa, knocked away. Now back the other way with speed is Tyler Herrick. Herrick tees up a shot. It gets blocked. Bain following up on the play, can't come up with it. Eventually, DeBuera sends it out towards center, where Massengill quickly sends back the other way. Carney turns the puck over, and now here comes Herrick. Tyler Herrick sees this get chipped off the glass, went off his glove, but no hand pass on the play. Now Balkum. Back for Massengill. Balkum again. That one goes wide. Chasing after this, Lance Spencer. He goes hard off the wall, but this will go all the way down for icing. So some tired legs for New Jersey have to stay on the ice with 13:42 to go in regulation time. After New Jersey plays those games out in Long Beach, only one game the weekend after that up in Danbury. The Titans finally return home on October 20th and 21st against the Northeast Generals. The Generals, especially over the past few seasons, have been the class of the East Division. They have represented the division at the last 3 Fraser Cup championships, including a season where the Generals went 45-2 in the standings. They did not lose a single divisional game during the entire regular season. Those 2 losses came at the NA3HL Showcase. This shot kicked aside by Tomei. Balkum sends down low. Makarenko knocked away from him, but quickly recovered. Now Makarenko, a rising shot, catches nothing but glass. Fanfa picks it up behind the net. Run into by Makarenko. Fanfa able to get around that, but can't complete the pass to Lamprick as this gets wrapped around to the far side. Harrison Ranger misfires on the pass. Sent back out towards center. Flipped into the New Jersey zone, knocked down by Suvorov. And now Nikita Suvorov will retreat to the relative safety behind his own net. Harrison Ranger right on top of him. Jason Cameron there as well. Coming out with the puck, forcing it towards the front was Alexander. Now turning around, spinning, Olshan could not pull the trigger. Here comes Trabb back the other way. Trabb beaten to the puck by Moran. Moran able to knock it away, but following up is Zach O'Neill. O'Neill, his centering feed intercepted by a fellow 14 and Tony Moran. And Moran from the blue line winds and fires, gloved by Tomei. Save number 37 for Sebastian Tomei. Faceoff will be to his right. Tony Moran, another one of those Sea Captains players who has gained interest from the North American Hockey League. Practiced a few times with the New Jersey Titans last season. Ended up getting tendered by Fairbanks up in Alaska. As Tomei holds on to that. Another face-off coming up in the New Jersey zone. But Moran was tendered by Fairbanks. Tim Hayden received a tender from the Maryland Black Bears. Off the draw. Here's George Hines. He might have a tender in his future if he keeps up his scoring ways, although nobody for the Titans other than Zane Mazzola has put together anything dangerous in this game. Here come the Titans, though, 3-on-2 across the line as Phobes gives along for Hines. Driving towards the net was Smargin, but it's turned over and the Sea Captains come back the other way. Quinton Olshan gives on back for Essing. Brian Essing turns away from a check. He's another one who received a tender, I believe, with Bismarck. Hayden coming on down low. Tim Hayden thinks about the wraparound, sends it through the blue paint. Now Phobes can't connect with Smargin at center. Following up on the play, Maverin. This will probably be icing against New Jersey, and there's the whistle. So 11:13 to go in the third. Again, New Jersey has iced the puck. And again, they'll have to deal with a defensive zone face-off. Now, the Titans do have 6 skaters on the ice. Normally, you're not allowed to do that with a goalie out there, too. George Hines will make his way to the New Jersey bench. Brian Essing on the draw against Igor Sobolev. Sobolev, the lone Lithuanian on this team, wins the faceoff, and now Mavrin chips off the wall, can't connect with Phobes. Mazzola able to get it into the zone, picks up some help from Sobolev. His shot knocked down by Presley Patrin. And 9 minutes into the third period, New Jersey finally has their first shot on goal in this frame. So an even 11 to go. Shots on goal on the scoreboard now read 40-8. Massengill fanned on the clearance attempt. Centering feed, loose in front, but Mazzola unable to get a stick on it. Bianco kept it alive in the zone. This one then goes off of one of the I-beams, and it stays up in the ceiling. Well, in a couple days or so, when there's a squirt league game going on and a puck falls out of the sky, the kids will get a little spooked by it, but we'll be able to know why, and we can have a laugh ourselves. 10:45 to go in regulation time. It'll be Nick Bianco on the draw. He's got Zane Mazzola offset right in the shooter's position behind him. Sava Makarenko, the centerman for the Sea Captains. On a 50-50 draw, Ryan Janik comes on in to steal it away. And now Tyler Herrick, one-on-one with Dante DeBueris. DeBueris able to break things up. First one to it is Sobolev. He gives back behind the cage for Lucas Carney. The 6'6" defenseman sees his pass get deflected down the ice. No icing on this play as it went off of a Norwich stick. Massengill plays into an empty corner. First one there, Makarenko. He throws up towards center ice. Connects along with Herrick. Now Herrick. His snapshot goes wide. Makarenko. Sneaking on in was Balcom. Makarenko goes back. Janik at the point. Knocked on down. The rebound. Tomei gets that too. Now Herrick in front. New Jersey needs a clear. Makarenko keeps it in the zone. Wrapped around to the near side wall. Giving it a whack is Mazzola. He just gets it over the blue line before Ryan Janik sends it back in. The initial shot by Janik looked like it might have fooled Sebastian Tomei a bit. And then Skylar Balcom, showing off the hand-eye coordination, knocks the rebound out of midair. But, again, solid positioning by Sebastian Tomei. Keeps the puck out. Now Fanfa shot blockered aside by Patrin. Sent around to the near side wall. Zach Gershner can't hold the puck alive in the zone. Mavrin at center. Olshan sends it right back the other way. Quentin Olshan wearing the number 24 that previously belonged to Ethan Ranger. Tony Moran off the wall. Off the stick of Lance Spencer. Now Hayden. Sent back into the New Jersey zone. Mavrin hard around to the near side. Lamprick able to touch up ahead, and now here's Cam Fanfa. Can't get around the defense of Moran. Again, they send it off the ceiling. This time, it glances off the scoreboard as well and lands right at center ice. 8:41 to go in the third. Norwich trying to sneak in a change here, but they are not allowed to. So Tony Moran will have to come back onto the ice. Not sure if the other Sea Captains who changed will be forced to come out. Actually, Moran's going to stay there, so Kevin Cunningham's squad gets away with one. Jacob Gray off the draw, can't come up with possession. Instead, it's Hayden in the corner. Knocked off his stick, but right into the possession of Brian Essing, who skies one up ahead. Now it's a 2-on-1 developing. Diving on out, Dante DeBueris completely shuts down the passing lane and negates the 2-on-1 opportunity. Now Jacob Gray. He flips one along the near side wall. Hayden reaching on down. Both them take a tumble to the ice. 8:15 to go in regulation time. We're tied at 1. We have a whistle and a hand pass called against New Jersey. Face-off will remain between the blue lines. I want to thank you folks again for tuning on in this Sunday evening. My name's Zach McGinnis. You're watching this game along with all NA3HL games this season on the new NAHL TV streaming service. All games sent out in high definition. I remember when high definition was a new thing. It was, ooh, high definition. Now these days it seems to be the standard, at least with broadcast television. You try, I don't know, getting live barn in high definition, good luck with that. 8 minutes to go in the third. Still looking for a winner. Tim Hayden gives along Carson Dutcher. Dutcher nearly takes out the linesman, sending it down the ice. Icing called against the Sea Captains, and a rare offensive zone faceoff. On tap for New Jersey with 7:46 to go. Over the boards, the line of Sobolev, Bianco, and Mazzola. Jason Cameron, Nikita Suvorov back on the blue line. It'll be Brian Essing on the draw. Essing had a goal yesterday on a 2-on-1 with Tim Hayden. That put the Sea Captains in the lead. A lead they would not relinquish. So Bianco, the right-handed shot, wants to shoot it right off the draw. Essing got in the way of that. Now at the point, Suvorov, a shot blocked by Essing. Bianco softly towards the front of the cage. Puck contested by a few different players. Now Bianco picks it up again. Bianco from a bad angle, defensed away by Bain. Cleared on down into the corner. Bianco sends it off the back of the cage. Jamison Bain there to pick it up. He goes D to D across for Tim Hayden. Hayden with a long stretch pass. Can't quite connect with Mitchell Goodman. It does go on goal, so no icing. And Sebastian Tomei, as we've seen him do plenty of times already in this game, simply holding on. It's a conservative game plan for the Buffalo, New York native, but it ensures that he doesn't make a mistake. 7:14 to go in the third. Chase Levian on the draw against George Hines. Hines eventually able to work this one forward. He'll go off the boards down into the Norwich end. First one to it is Raedy. Raedy sees a C's part in front of him. Hines was still able to knock the puck away, but now Massengill at the near side wall. Gershner wants to get it back down low. Massengill across for Janik. Sent back into the Sea Captains end. Quickly they're able to clear. Levian turned over. Here comes George Hines back the other way. Hines wants to give it across for Phobes. Phobes nearly able to steal it away. His shot goes wide. Phobes plays along the wall. Maverin unable to keep it alive in the zone. Under 6.5 to go in regulation time. Here's Maxime Maverin. The rangy defenseman draws a couple forecheckers towards him. Lost possession of the puck. Now Herrick. Tyler Herrick slides down low. Makarenko wants to go upstairs. That went off the shoulder of Tomei. Maverin again. This time his outlet pass knocked on down by Balcom. Thrown out as far as the red line. Moran will bang it right back into the zone. At the blue line, somehow that remains onside. Looked like it had easily crossed. Either way, Moran, his shot knocked down by Gray. Gray can't come up with possession. Makarenko in the high slot. His shot partially blocked. Picked up by Gershner. He goes off the glass. Takes a bad bounce. Herrick, a shot. It goes wide. Now Balcom. Down low for Herrick. A shot by Massio, kicked out. A rebound by Balcom. Blocking that was Maverin. Well, Maxime Maverin still hunched on the ice as this goes off the elbow of Balcom and out of play. Face-off should be outside in the neutral zone as that went off of a Norwich player. They're going to talk about it with the officials. 5:15 to go in the third period. Shots are 43-9 in favor of the Sea Captains. Nick Bianco will settle in for a face-off just outside his zone against Sava Makarenko. Here come the Titans. Sent on down by Mazzola. Mazzola then took a late check from Makarenko. Mazzola unable to come up with possession as the Sea Captains clear. Lucas Carney. Bianco intercepted by Balcom. Skylar Balcom back the other way. The left-handed shot gets taken on down to the ice. Still managed to throw it towards the front where Tomei paddles it away. Zane Mazzola coming back the other way. Mazzola forced off the puck. O'Neill, big hit thrown as Nick Bianco and Sava Makarenko show a physics experiment. 4:35 to go in regulation time. Back to retrieve Harrison Ranger. Ranger gets around one forechecker. Tried giving along for Olshan. Having a stick lifted was Olshan. Nice job by Phobes to break things up. Outlet pass can't be connected with Smargin. Now Bain. Out at center. This goes off the official and into the New Jersey bench. Faceoff will be outside the New Jersey zone. 4:12 to go in regulation time. Only other game that is going on right now between New Hampshire and Danbury. They're in the second intermission. New Hampshire holding on to that 2-1 lead. New Hampshire looking for their first victory in the NA3HL as they have started the year 0-3. Danbury 1-4-1. 3 of those losses coming against New Jersey. Cameron plays it along the near side wall. Phobes will send it back on down with under 4 to play. It's Massengill. D to D and back again with Janik. Massengill smoked out by Phobes. Played up ahead through center. Trying to force his way on through is Farmer. Now Dutcher. Dutcher goes back for Farmer. Everybody falls down in front of the cage. Essing. Massengill a shot. It's loose in front, but picked up by Peyton Phobes. Phobes then plays up ahead. Up with it is O'Neill, but O'Neill did not know that the puck was really coming his way. He was a bit flat-footed. Ryan Janik able to break things up. Kept alive by Jacob Gray as he sends it on down. Now O'Neill with the steal. O'Neill towards the front, stopped by Patrin. The rebound by Gray. Patrin got there too. Sent into the near side corner. Zach O'Neill plays along. Mavrin a shot. That's ripped wide. Gray from a bad angle. Patrin makes the save. Apparently New Jersey saved all their shots for the end of the game. Trabb gives on back Mavrin. Maxime Mavrin tried doing a little too much by himself. Had it knocked off his stick. Brian Essing now. Jacob Gray pinned up against the wall in front of the Norwich bench. That allows New Jersey to change as Mavrin gives along for Gershner. Zach Gershner. Stolen away by Dutcher, but a few black jerseys in the area able to break things up as Jacob Gray touches on back for Gershner. Now Moran keeps it alive in the zone. Tony Moran to the outside. He'll swoop around behind the net. Essing sneaking in on the back door, but Moran instead drops off for Levian with 2:10 to go. Levian pinned up against the wall by Maxime Mavrin. Mavrin forces it out of the scrum. Essing waiting for it. Gives on back. Borms a drive. Goes wide. Levian was able to get it away from Gershner. Borms again able to hold the puck alive at the blue line, taking the shot and having a stick snap in half for the Sea Captains was Aidan Raedy. Levian ridden into the wall. Now Olshan, his shot knocked aside by Tomei. 90 seconds to go in regulation time as Mavrin kicks up ahead. Cleared all the way down by Sobolev. Chasing after this is Mazzola, but Moran, who's rather fleet of foot himself, gets back and touches up first. 1:25 to go in the third period. Shots on goal, 46-12. And Andrei Kapranov will use his timeout here and get some rest for his boys who have been on the ice for an extended period of time. Well, coming into this weekend, we knew that these games against the Norwich Sea Captains would have been the best test so far of the year for the Titans. New Jersey began their season again 6-0 with a pair of victories over Danbury, a pair of victories over New Hampshire, a win against Long Beach, and another one against Danbury. Those three, that first road trip, New Hampshire twice and then Long Beach, New Jersey had to come from behind in all 3 games to secure the victory. Then Wednesday afternoon affair here in Middletown, New Jersey let out a little frustration, defeating the Danbury Junior Hat-Tricks by an 8-3 score. However, Will Fliss got into a fight with under 5 minutes to go in the game, and that's why Fliss has not been available this weekend for the Titans. This is the second game of his suspension that he will be serving, and he will return to the lineup on October 7th out in Long Beach. Fliss, an important member of this team, their third leading scorer so far this season. And this game, if anything, shows the offense that New Jersey still requires. So, off the timeout, this one is sent in front. Tim Hayden keeps the line, gives along for Bain, a shot. That whistles on wide. Farmer tries turning away from the pressure of Peyton Phobes. Off the wall, Phobes tries to slice it out of the zone and does. It ends up at the red line where Brian Essing picks it up with under a minute to play. So now 55 seconds to go. There's the last minute of play in the period call. Picked up by George Hines. 2-on-2 come the Titans across the blue line. Hines tripped up on the play, and there's no call coming. At the blue line, Carney sends it right back in. Jamison Bain collects and begins to look up ice. 31 seconds to go. Now Janik on the near side. Essing swipes it down deeper. Carney the first one to it. He wants to reverse for Mazzola. Mazzola can't get it around. Janik, a shot, waffle boarded aside. Centering feed, it's loose in the slot. Now cleared out of the zone. 12 seconds left. Janik flips it out of the Norwich end. Essing could not control. O'Neill will send it down deep. 5 seconds left, and 60 minutes will not be enough. New Jersey and Norwich heading to overtime, tied at 1. So here we go. George Hines with the face-off win, and New Jersey will have the first possession. Dante DeBueris in a foot race with Chase Levian. DeBueris awkwardly goes down to the ice. Still managed to get the puck down into the Norwich zone, but Tony Moran able to pick up, and it'll be Norwich's first turn with the puck. Moran with the sonk from behind the net. Now beginning up through center. Tony Moran caught from behind by Hines. Hines sends along near side for Peyton Phobes. Phobes doesn't have much of an angle, so he just chips it on back for Dante DeBueris, and everybody will reset. DeBueris off the boards for Phobes. Phobes at the end of his shift, driving towards the net. Phobes, a shot missed wide. Puck rolls all the way out as far as the red line. Sobolev allows Moran to pick up the puck. Phobes still out on the ice. Gives on back for Mavrin. Mavrin then just gets it as far as the red line. So Tim Hayden looking around. Plays it into an empty area where Brian Essing can skate into it. Essing, top of the circle, gives back for Hayden, but the pass was over his stick. Heading back out, tripping over the blue line was Carson Dutcher. Now Dutcher back into his own. Dutcher, his shot gloved by Tomei. Face-off will be to Sebastian Tomei's right. 3:37 to go in overtime. And Sebastian Tomei, 3 shots shy of 50, or rather 2 shots shy of 50 in this game. Zane Mazzola, Brian Essing on the draw. Mazzola won the face-off, and then Essing steps around him, picks up the puck. Centering feed can't be connected with Carson Dutcher. Dutcher then outworks Colin Smargin for possession. Gives on back Hayden. Far side, it's Brian Essing across the line. Essing's got a shot, but a nice job defensively breaking that up by Mazzola. Now Dutcher again. Carney for New Jersey. Steals it away. Dutcher then lifts his stick. Tries to tee up a shot, and he sends it wide. Essing circling around. Now puck on his forehand. Brian Essing gives along Massengill. Massengill watched closely by Smargin. Still giving along for Dutcher. Carson Dutcher. High slot. Thought about the wrist shot, but Lucas Carney was in the way. Now given near side for Essing. Essing stepping on in. Lost the angle. Tries going short side. Stopped by Tomei. Zane Mazzola picks it up. And Mazzola 1-on-1 through center ice. Carney joins the fray. Mazzola's pass too far for Carney. Carney will pick it up in the corner. Now in the high, or rather at the top of the circle, his shot got blocked. Mazzola could not get the cycle going as that puck goes past Zach O'Neill. Picked up by Makarenko and reversed on back. 2:20 to go in overtime. Looking up ice with the puck is Farmer. Giving along Makarenko. Sava Makarenko along for Farmer. Farmer from a bad angle, his shot goes high. Maybe getting a piece of it with the glove was Tomei. Now New Jersey in transition. They might have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. It's Nick Bianco across the line. Giving along for O'Neill. Zach O'Neill in a backhand shot. He scores!